Okay, welcome to the Black Manosphere Show of the Week. And this week, this Black Manosphere Show of the Week is mine. This is Kev, and this is just going to be a rant. Just not too organized, just something that kind of hits home for me right now. Because, sometimes, sometimes we wish we were perfect just so we can stop from making some of the dumbass mistakes that we make. So that's what I'm gonna talk to you about, the mistakes we make. And um you know it some mistakes are e- easy to fix, other mistakes are not so much. And we also make mistakes that can be very costly to our finances, our relationships, and to our lives as well. So this is not some ploy for me to get you guys to not make mistakes, because the key to making mistakes is that you learn from the mistakes so you won't make those mistakes again. Because when you start making the same mistake repeatedly, it becomes problematic, and might have to cause you to do some self-reflection. And but anyway, we give a few shout outs before I really get started here. Shout out to the replay gang. Thank you for always contributing to my algorithm by your views when on times that you choose to tune in. And you choosing to tune in means a lot to me, and I give you guys thanks. Also to the live chat viewers that participate in the chat every time I do a live chat. You guys are paramount to what goes on this channel. I give you a couple name shout outs: Phil, Brad, RPM, and Hybrid Catastrophic Impact X83rd Power. Shout out to the memberships. You guys support me from month to month. You don't have to do it, but you do it anyway. Really appreciate you guys. But this won't be long. This will probably be like one of my shortest, Black Manosphere Show of the Weeks anyway. And, the Black Manosphere Show of the Week is important because it shows solidarity of a space of Black men, despite all our negative stigmas. Like, we like to kill each other. And, we have this HNIC complex where there can be only one. They can only be one Michael Jordan at a time. They can only be one Jay-Z at a time. And all of us want to be that ninja. All of us want to be that ninja, but some of us don't know how to be that ninja, or don't want to understand and realize that we may be that ninja, and then we make the mistake of not seeing where our true power lies. And that's like one of the reasons where I initially came to the space, for not only the empowerment, but for Black men to understand our existing power of our minds, our power of our unity, our power of our, of our ingenuity, the power of ourselves. And that's something that should mean something, but most would think that it doesn't mean anything without certain elements being present. And, I'm one of those guys too. Sometimes I don't think that certain things that I accomplish, mean anything without certain elements being present. And I don't think that that's always a bad thing, but, somebody like me, and just to say it to whoever has gone through anything at all, is the one most important thing for you to do is to keep your eyes on the prize. We all make mistakes. We can't beat ourselves up over the mistakes, at least the mistakes that we can fix. For the mistakes we can't, that's a totally different story. Say for instance, you kill someone and you go to prison forever. That's a mistake you can't really take back, because that life you took, you can't replace it. You can't give them another life, said, here you go. I'm sorry I took that other life. It's something you can't do. That'll be a grave error, a grave mistake in believing that killing someone is without defending yourself, defending the life of yourself and someone you love, is, somewhat is a good thing to do. And I don't understand why people run to making mistakes like that, thinking that, that you can just repair those mistakes or you're somehow going to get away with it, which is crazy to me. But, I would say that a mistake that I made often is hurting the wrong people. I would say hurting the wrong people, or, treating the wrong people in a way that they don't deserve. And when you do that, you lose out on the people that are most meaningful to you. And, sometimes I do myself get tired of making that mistake. I do understand that there are certain things that have pulled the wool over my eyes, and there are certain things that I do to protect myself as well. And because of that, some people get caught up in the crossfire of the wrong shit. And for that, I truly do apologize to those who I affected like that. Even if you end up hating me, any of you even up liking me again, hey, just know that I'm not above saying that when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Some people don't do that. Some people just run with their mistake. No matter what, I'm right. If I made the mistake, there's a reason why I made the mistake, and it's not really my mistake. It was something else that made this mistake happen. You know what I'm saying? A little accountability would solve this. And people don't understand. A little self-reflection and accountability goes a long way. And that's why me personally, if I'm holding people accountable, I gotta hold myself accountable as well. So know that we're not perfect, and I wish we were perfect. I wish I was perfect sometimes, so I wouldn't make some of the boneheaded decisions that I make. But we're not perfect, and we're not perfect is an important thing to remember. That is an important thing to remember and to move on. Some mistakes we make, so what? So what if you call that person by the wrong name? So what if you made a wrong turn and you ended up in a city that that you know nothing about? Some of those things can be easily fixed, especially with the technology that we have. But sometimes mistakes cause us to be judged fairly or unfairly. Some people are so super conscious of their own mistakes that they try to do everything to fix those mistakes, and they do it in haste to the point where it even does more damage than good. But as people, we got to be careful with stuff like that. But there are those big mistakes, and I'm not talking about just harming someone. But yeah, some mistakes that we make ourselves that affect ourselves can still harm others. Say for instance, if you marry the wrong person. Sometimes the person on the other side understands that, hey, this person, I married the wrong person too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they think I married the right person and you think I married the wrong person. Sometimes you ask yourself, should I have gotten married, or should I get a divorce? Am I truly in love with this woman or man, depending on who you are that's listening? Or am I getting what I expected out of a deal? But for men, if you get into a marriage that is state sanctioned and you find out you make a mistake or you made a mistake, then it can be very complicated to get out of that mistake. And, I really feel for the brothers that have to go through this, because here's the thing, and saying this as a married man myself, I didn't get married to get divorced. That was the thing. Now, in order to, if marriage is a mistake for brothers in the present day, if you think about getting married, I'm going to give you one piece of advice as a married man. And here we go. If you get married, make sure you have enough money to get a divorce. Make sure you always keep enough money to get a divorce. I'm not wishing bad, I wish all of us could go in marriage in love and, wanting to be, special, hold hands and, make all kinds of sweet love and, grow a big family. But, a lot of the times it's not like that. A lot of the times it isn't. Shit. And my recommendation to brothers who aren't married yet is, Make sure that, number one, that you are always diligently working on being the best version of yourself. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Number two, whoever your mate, your partner, your you're the one, your significant other is gonna be, make sure that person is at least I don't know, 75% of what you want, because 25% of that is going to be compromised. It's never going to be a 90-10 split, unless you want your partner, your woman, your lover, whatever you want to call her, unless you want her always desiring someone else. Shoot. But, some people make the mistake too of believing that it's got to be like that. Even a lot of women too. Just, they make the mistake that they believe in that it's a 90-10 split their way. And then, their husbands always want to end up with somebody else, which is funny. Shout out to whoever it is listening out there. I got you. But, you want to make sure that that's not a mistake. I'll tell you that. Like I said, as a married man, you want to make sure that marrying someone is not a mistake, because once you realize it's a mistake, hey, it not only is a costly one financially, it challenges you as a person. Am I capable of making good judgments, sound judgments that won't cost me years of my life? Because there's other mistakes that you can make that will cost you years of your life. For instance, going to prison, committing a crime to go to prison. Yeah, that. And most men right now who want to stay single, you can't really blame them for that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you mistakenly, decide to have sex unprotected. Oh, we didn't have the condoms at the time, but we really, really, really wanted to do it. We really, really, really wanted to do it. And then a child becomes involved. My thing is, I always wanted to love a child. I brought it to this world, so I wanted to be damn careful that the person that I made the child with is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, and make more children and such. And yeah. Oh, and my thing is, as a father, I love it. That's the best thing that ever happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just leave it at that. But some of us will have these kids, and we'll make the mistake of believing that we don't have to take care of these kids when the laws state that we do. And you're going to do it some type of way, no matter what. Just because she was thick, you want to make the mistake of getting her pregnant. And I have seen some thick pregnant ones. So I know you guys out there are putting dick in these girls. So, I mean, the problem solver would be a condom. I don't care how it feels raw. Just get her to suck your dick and then put on a condom when you put it in the pussy. Hey, but even that's kind of dicey sometimes. But, I mean, anyway, you don't want a mistake to, you don't want to make mistakes that not only affect you, but affect others as well. And I mean, like, if you're an uncaring individual, make sure, like you're like the kind of individuals that say, fuck them kids, make sure that you don't do anything to impact anyone else except you. Because that other shit would be a mistake as well. I mean, I don't personally, like I said, I just try to navigate through life without being too stupid. But, just for the record, I haven't been able to have a 100% success rate and dodge my own stupidity. So, I want everyone to know that who was affected by my stupidity is just that, look, we all make mistakes. We're all human. We're not perfect. If we were perfect, we'd be called perfect. But we're not, so it's human. And I mean, like, we are flawed beings. It's just that, just have the capacity whenever you can to just kind of look at it and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I wasn't perfect. Before you judge, I'm just saying, just generally speaking for everyone, because sometimes people are very sorry for their mistakes. You mistakenly took someone's side over the side of another person that was actually right. Just errors in judgment, which might actually say something about the kind of person that you are, depending on how adamant you are about being wrong, loud and wrong, shit like that. Shoot, but if you misjudge a person, you could miss out on seeing the value in that person as well. And Lord knows that I failed to see the value in some people. Some people I saw as too valuable. Some people I saw as valuable and they didn't value themselves. Shit. There's never any type of perfect to making those calculated errors. Calculated. Why would I say calculated? Because that was a mistake. Calculated is not what I would call that at all. I would call it misdirected instead. But anyway, listen up to my subs. I've been making a terrible mistake as of late. And I'm not saying this, due to anyone's, anybody affecting me or in any way. I mean, no, that's not exactly true. Yeah, there are some that, affected me, and some that have affected me for life. But I mean, for me to come on the air and kind of brood and act like that is the end of the world and what am I doing here? What is my purpose? Woe is me. That kind of thing, man. And, I had some real life stuff going on, seriously, and I still got some real life stuff going on. But literally, everyone who listens to this has some real life stuff going on. So my thing is to step back and to just reflect and see which things are easy to fix and which things are within my control, and take small steps toward regaining that agency. Not just sit around and boo-hoo about it and, my stomach bunch up when I, look down, and when I'm sitting in the chair and I can see my stomach, and I think like I got a little bit too much weight on me. Instead of just sitting up here boo-hooing and soaking about, my little dad bod belly, get up every day, eat right, and just try to do something about it. Some mistakes can be corrected. And that's the hope in making a mistake, is that two things. Number one, it can be corrected. Number two, you can learn from it. And that is the greatest thing about making a mistake, is that not to do that shit again. Because if you do it again, it's not a mistake anymore. It's fucking stupidity. That is the greatest thing that can come from a mistake. The fact that you can learn from it and the fact that you can correct it. Sometimes mistakes lead you to learning something that is paramount to your existence. And that's the benefit that you can always get from that. And for those of you who believe that, that's great. Always get a benefit from something, even if it's a positive, good thing that you have done, a productive thing if you've done, or if you made a mistake. Learn from it, correct it, and move on. It never has to be a mistake again. As if it's that easy all the time, but hey, that's the bright side to that. There's also correcting a mistake. Sometimes it's difficult. Say, for instance, if you made a mistake with a person, you want to be able to go to that person and say, hey, I'm sorry, I made this mistake. It won't happen again, or it won't get close to something like that happening again. But, look, we can be the biggest thing ever in this space. The biggest thing ever. You don't understand how much shit we can stir up. That was a little cryptic. But, it could make tons of money. But we got to stop making a mistake of believing that we don't got each other. That was my mistake. I honestly believe that you didn't have me because you didn't have to, and you did. And I am so sorry for not seeing that. I am. I really, really am. And look, you won't regret it. Trust me. Trust me. It'll be the greatest thing ever. I get goosebumps thinking about it. So let's all just sit back and enjoy this ride for the rest of 2024. Not to beat ourselves up, and I'm telling myself this too, over the mistakes that we make. If you can fix them. Now, incurable diseases, if that was a mistake, then hey. But, I mean, tripping somebody up by accident, that's something that hopefully you can repair. Or there are a range of mistakes that you can make, but as long as you can correct the mistake, and as long as you can learn from that mistake, you should be okay. You should be okay. For those who are listening, thank you. For that special someone out there, believe it. Believe it. Believe me. It would be great. And for all of you else out there that's listening, I would say, till the next time, peace out. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. And I'm out.